Every empire swears its money is safe. Every government promises its system will last forever. And every time, history proves them wrong. From Rome to France, from the Confederacy to modern Lebanon, people have woken up to find their savings worthless, their salaries meaningless, and their futures stolen by systems they trusted. Collapse isn't an exception. It's the rule. The real question isn't if financial systems fail. It's how you protect yourself when they do. The illusion of permanence is the most dangerous lie in finance. We look at our bank accounts, our currencies, our institutions, and believe they're solid. But money isn't bedrock. It's trust. And trust can vanish overnight. That's why history is brutal and invaluable. Every collapse leaves clues, patterns, warnings, and lessons about what truly preserves wealth and what turns to dust. And if you pay attention, you'll see the survivors weren't the ones who trusted the most. They were the ones who questioned first. The Byzantine lesson. Gold isn't forever. The Byzantine Empire, the eastern half of Rome, lasted 1,000 years. At its heart was the gold solidus, the world's most trusted coin. For centuries, it was the global standard. But like Rome before it, Byzantium fell to greed. They began to stretch their gold thinner, mix it with cheaper metals, and debase its purity. At first, no one noticed. Then, trust cracked. The coin that once anchored Mediterranean trade became a symbol of decay. When the gold lost its shine, so did the empire's economy. What survived wasn't government paper or royal decrees. It was real gold, land, and assets beyond imperial reach. Lesson 1. Every government eventually dilutes its money, and when they do, real value escapes to things they cannot fake. The Black Death, crisis as redistribution. In the 14th century, the Black Death wiped out half of Europe. Cities emptied, trade collapsed. Yet something strange happened. Labor became rare. Survivors could demand more pay. Land and food became cheap. Those with liquidity, silver, goods, or even just the ability to work, suddenly held power. After the plague, ordinary workers rose into wealth. After COVID, the same pattern repeated. Supply chains broke, governments printed trillions, and inequality soared. Those with assets bought more. Those living paycheck to paycheck fell behind. Lesson 2. Crises don't just destroy wealth, they redistribute it. Survivors always have reserves. The unprepared always pay the price. Florence. Too big to fail is a myth. In 14th century Florence, mighty banking dynasties like the Bardi and Peruzzi financed kings. Then King Edward III of England defaulted on massive loans. The banks collapsed overnight. Depositors were ruined. Trade froze. Florence's too-big-to-fail institutions failed spectacularly. Lesson 3. Size is not safety. Institutions exist to profit, not to protect you. When they fall, they'll take your savings with them. From Renaissance Florence to Lehman Brothers in 2008, the pattern hasn't changed. The Confederate collapse. Paper promises die first. During the American Civil War, both the Union and Confederacy printed money to fund the war. The Union's greenbacks lost value fast. The South's graybacks became worthless entirely. Inflation in the thousands of percent. Soldiers' salaries turned into scraps of paper before they could spend them. A lifetime of savings vanished overnight. Lesson 4. In every collapse, real assets survive. Land, food, gold, not paper promises. The French Revolution, ideals can't back currency. In 1790s France, revolutionaries printed the assignats, paper money backed by seized church lands. At first it worked. Then they printed more and more. Prices exploded, food vanished, riots broke out, and the revolution devoured itself. Lesson 5. Even noble promises die when trust breaks. Food, gold, and property outlive paper faith. Asia's crisis, debt in someone else's money. In 1997, Thailand's currency collapse sparked a regional meltdown. Countries like Indonesia and South Korea had borrowed in US dollars. When their currencies fell, their debts became impossible to repay. Jobs disappeared, savings evaporated, and foreign investors bought assets for pennies. Lesson 6. Debt in another's currency is a trap. When the storm hits, it's never the creditor who drowns. It's the debtor. Modern times. When the system locks the doors. Between 2019 and 2021, Lebanon's banks froze deposits. People couldn't withdraw their life savings. The currency lost 90% of its value. Families, retirees, doctors, wiped out overnight. Lesson 7. The money in your bank isn't a vault. It's a loan you've given to an institution that might not pay you back. The ones who survived? Those who had assets abroad, gold or cash outside the system? The pattern never dies from Byzantium to Lebanon. The story repeats. Paper collapses, trust breaks. The prepared survive. Collapse is not the end. It's a transfer. From the many who trusted to the few who prepared. From illusion to reality. And in every age, those who thrive in chaos aren't just those with wealth. They're the ones with skills. The baker who still had bread, the craftsman who could repair, the farmer who could feed. When money dies, production still matters. That's the final lesson. True wealth isn't what you own. It's what you can create when others cannot. History doesn't repeat, it rhymes. Ignore it, and it will crush you. Learn from it, and it will make you stronger. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe, because history always leaves clues, and I'll show you where to find them.